Okay, 5 states voted in primaries yesterday, and New York wasn't one of them. So why did several communities hold local elections yesterday? People were voting for things like town council across the Empire State, but wouldn't a lot more people have voted if they had actually done the vote, let's say, next month during the presidential primary, or in November where there's a day set aside as Election Day? I mean, to me, this seems like common sense. New Jersey holds statewide elections in off years. New York City has its mayoral elections in off years. Westchester and Nassau do the same thing. Doesn't that keep turnout lower? And why is it done like this? And Brad, why am I so angry?
I don't know why. Nobody even knew about this, and you're actually angry about it.
I know,
so it just
because
seems...
nobody knew about it. Look, you're a muckety-muck in Nassau County.
Oh, my goodness. Such a muckety-muck.
What's the point behind this? What, are they trying to keep turnout low?
No, I think it just keeps the Board of Elections busy and it keeps them with jobs. I think this is more of a jobs thing than anything else. You know what? These local elections, it's true. You know, they don't want it's an inside game. You just want the people who are told to go out and vote and do the voting and keep the incumbents in and keep the establishment happy. So it probably is. You know, it's such a small thing. I'm not going to get in and say this is a dumb topic because I think this is actually a really important topic. But on the other hand, we have too many governments anyway, don't we?
You're done. Dominic?
Andrew, if let's say for argument's sake, you and I run the Republican leadership, let's say in Rockland County.
Sure, why not?
And let's say you're the town supervisor. Am I going to schedule an election up against Obama to pull out all those Democrats? You lose your job, I lose my job, we lose all the power.
So it is to keep the voting down and self-perpetuate the election.
Of course it's an insider's game.
But this is infuriating, Congress.
Really?
Dominic is absolutely right that there is gambling in Casablanca, as the movie, old movie used to say, and that we're not shocked. These are conscious decisions by those in elected office, in power, to game the system. If you're in the majority, you want as few people to come out and perhaps overturn your election. But there's good news. We live in a representative democracy, and we can change the laws. We can make it so that people, even in New York, can vote not just on one day, maybe the same day as the primary and the general election. They could vote, oh my goodness, for 4 days in a row like what they do in other countries and encourage people to vote. The number one reason cited by people for not voting in local elections is because they were too busy to take off that one time, one day. If you make it 4 or 5 days, make it so you have absentee ballots with no excuses, and absentee ballot if you want it or not.
It's a wonderful
you'll
point.
Get better voter
It's a
turnout.
wonderful point, but the people we're electing on the local level were doing it on these off years to make sure that they protect. Why they have no self-interest in doing that.
The local people throw those bums out so that they can change that.
Going to the polls.
To change that, well then, there does come a time when movements rise up, whether it's a civil rights movement, women's voting rights movement.
It starts right here today.
No. There are countless moments through American history where the people got fed up and they threw the bums out, figuratively, from elected office and replaced them with people who would do what they thought was the right thing.
Mark, you look as angry as I am.
Bring the Islanders back. I didn't even know about the election yesterday. And here's the thing. I think if you stood on the corner with a bugle or a megaphone, or if you did it on the internet and said there's a big local election on the Ides of March, I think nobody would show up regardless, even if they knew about it.
But we keep talking about the upset voter base, and this is why you have angry voters. They're upset because Washington doesn't get any done. They think their county and local governments don't get anything done. This is one of the reasons why.
I agree, and you know why they're angry? I think they're angry because they don't even understand what's going on because we have so many governments. We have too many governments and too many people making decisions. No one even understands why the Islanders are no longer on Long Island. And who made those decisions that ultimately set them out to Brooklyn, where there is absolutely no inherent option there?
Injecting our own little shit into this debate.
You brought up Nassau County.
That's what made me think of it.
You got to move on.
I got all day.
Okay, but I want you to answer the question.
What?
Okay, I understand this
Why are
holier.
you so angry at Andrew today?
No, I understand this holier than thou, we the people. But okay, we're in town government. Are you going to schedule it in a year, the election when Obama and we're Republicans? Would you do that knowing that we're going to lose our jobs?
I understand your point. You're absolutely. I understand. If you're one of those local officials, you want to keep your job for as long as you can, so you schedule these elections on these off days. I'm talking about the best interest of the nation. I'll be the one guy who's actually arguing for what's in the best interest of the. We'll be the two guys who are actually. I mean, at some point we have to actually try to make decisions that make the country work better.
It's up
I know
to
it's
the
not
voters.
politically feasible.
It's up to the voters. They can't leave it to other people. And so I had someone say to me the other day, why are we stuck with these two likely presidential nominees? She was unhappy with Trump and Clinton. And I said, well, these are imperfect people. You have to pick either the best one or the least bad, and that's your choice. And by the way, unless you would like to run yourself. Have you ever run? No, I would never do that.
I hope, Congressman, at the end you reminded that person about their local village trustee race and who they were going to choose
Brad,
and make
you
sure.
must have had listening devices present because, no, I didn't realize.
No, because nobody knows, nobody cares.
They
and then
care.
when things happen,
They
they
care.
get angry because
care
they
when
don't
They
understand.
care when it's brought, when the stakes are brought to their attention. If you elect this person, he or she is going to do A, B, C, and A, B, C are horrible things for this person's family and children. You better believe they're going to get out to vote.
I found
and
found respect for the voting public. In Nassau County, when they elected Madeline Singas as DA, I love when I get things very local.
And then when you
in
decided
Nassau.
not to run.
Murray was the adversary, and she's the one who got rid of the Islanders. For us.
It circles back to that, but people listened. Whether it's good or bad, Kay Murray may be a very good person, and it was a very interesting race, but they listened to the facts for the first time.
Democracy works.
And on that, no. I want the last words.
after
No.
Stella's-
I want the last words in this debate to be democracy works. Finally,
Yes.
a little. Steve, Mark,
It's
Brad,
messy,
Dominic,
but
thank
it
you very
works.
much. Thanks some of you a little bit less. Up next, our Hudson Valley headlines. Stay with us.